Welcome everyone to the Bradenton Kiwanis Veterans Day Luncheon. I'm Jonathan Mullis, President of the Bradenton Kiwanis. Thank you for joining us as we observe Veterans Day and recognize our service members from every branch. Your commitment and the support of your families embodies the best of our nation. We're honored you're here. Enjoy the program, and from all of us, thank you for your service. Let's get the program started by inviting Frank Bruner, one of our own members, and chaplain of the Kirby Stewart Post 24, to come up and give us our invocation.
Thank you, sir. And briefly before I pray, I just want to say for those of you that volunteered on Friday night, Halloween, thank you so very much. We had about 4,500 kids come to the fairgrounds in a 3-hour period. So thanks to all the volunteers for making that a success. Let's bring our petitions before the Lord. Let us pray. Gracious Heavenly Father, you are our creator, our redeemer, and our sustainer. And we humbly come before you today with all praise and honor, glory and thanksgiving for the great and merciful God that you are. We thank you for your grace, your love, and your mercy. Lord, on this day in which we honor and pay a tribute to our veterans, I think about that day in June in 1787 when Ben Franklin reminded our founding fathers at the Constitutional Convention that he said he is convinced that God governs in the affairs of men, and that if he knows when a sparrow falls to the ground, does he not know it when an empire is rising and will give his aid? Lord, that thought reminded our founders to come before you each and every day as they were crafting the framework of our nation. It inspired them to go to Isaiah 33, where they said that you are our judge, you are our lawgiver, and you are our king. You will save us. This led to a nation that was formed on biblical principles, and it has inspired countless men and women in our armed forces throughout the years, from Bunker Hill and Lexington and Concord all the way to the mountains of Afghanistan. Lord, that you have been with us, and we have been inspired that there is no greater love than a man be willing to lay down his life for his friends. Lord, we have been that city on a hill, a beacon of light to the world, and we pray that you continue to bless us and pour out your favor. We are reminded in your word, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, I will hear their prayers from heaven, forgive their sin, and heal their land. Lord, we pray that you continue to help us be humble and to take the duty to whom much is given, much is required. May this nation not only continue to survive, but thrive. And may all of our veterans and armed forces continue to gird up those who are continuing to serve our nation, to keep us free, and to also help be a role model to the rest of the world. Bless this food for the nourishment of our bodies and us to thy service. In Jesus' holy name we pray. And everyone said, amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. For our regular members, we're going to go in a bit of a different order so everyone can have a seat. And Christy, can you come up and give us a community service report?
We're a little out of order. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Fabulous. Before I begin to talk about our Kiwanis community service, I want to take a moment to recognize all the veterans here and honor you. It's because of you and your sacrifice that the rest of us have the privilege to give back to our communities. We wouldn't be here without you, and I thank you. And by saying this is a privilege, I want to remind all of you about all of the fun things we have going on as Kiwanians to volunteer. Jonathan did ask me to refresh a little bit about what happened in the past few months. My most favorite event was probably that we served dinner to Manatee Elementary, all of the families during open house to encourage them to come out. But what came out of that is really what is the most important part. Jay's been working with Ballard Elementary to work on their golden ticket, and so Kiwanis has been funding that. He was able to go to an event with them to show how much the community loves these kids making strong decisions, coming to school, meeting goals. With that, we moved that same project over to Manatee Elementary. We are now funding those children with some behavior management, and it's through the love of the Kiwanis that we were able to do that. And they are starting their own K Club just to make sure that all of the kids feel loved. Those children are leading that whole behavior management process. So they'll be choosing the inventory, making a store, letting those kids buy things with things they earn from Kiwanis. Coming up, though, we have some more fun things. Like Frank just mentioned, we did a great event with Crime Stoppers. We had 10 Kiwanians out there running all of the bounce houses. Great time with 4,500 coming through bounce houses and obstacle courses. But because of the Kiwanians, we made it happen, and it was safe for all the children. All right, now y'all ready for stuff coming up? Get ready. Remember, it is a privilege. Give back to these veterans by giving back to your community. All right, coming up, our first one is this Friday, November 7th. We have Mixin' and Bloom. Who's coming to that? We're turning over the key. We've got a lot of people coming. Be sure and stay a little bit later and help with the landscaping and getting this park ready for the entire community to enjoy. Then on November 25th, that's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Keep in mind, we don't have a meeting that day, which means you can go help Ray Bellamy and Sheriff Wells hand out Thanksgiving meals. Very early in the morning, though, so be prepared about 6 a.m. November 28th and 29th, we have Christmas tree sales for the Boys and Girls Club. December 6th and 13th, we are ringing bells for Salvation Army. And then, of course, if you have extra time, Manatee Performing Arts Center always needs help with ticket sales, ushers, helping out a little bit. Or you can become a leader for a K Club or a Key Club. We are seeking more members of Kiwanians to help out with that. We are growing our clubs. Bradenton Kiwanis is hopefully hitting all of the Title I schools with K Clubs, and we need people to help manage those. If you don't have time this month because you have too much going on, you can still give back. Two things we're doing to give back. We have the Salvation Army Angel Tree. Kiwanians are hopefully adopting 45 children in our community. And then, this is my favorite one, Orange Bullock School. We are trying to do they are doing a drive. Every child at that school will receive a pair of holiday pajamas. How fun is that? We're going to adopt 25 of those. So please start bringing in some pajamas next week. I was going to wear some today, but I thought it might be a little bit offensive to the veterans. But I will be in Christmas pajamas next week, and I hope all of you join us too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christy. I would now like to invite up Ed Cleveland, co-chair of our Veterans Committee.
Thanks, John. Well, good afternoon and welcome to all of you. We are so glad to have so many here today. This is, without a doubt, our largest gathering ever of veterans for our annual Veterans Appreciation Luncheon, and we are so glad you are a part of that. If you are able, will you please stand for the presentation of the colors? I'm happy to introduce to you Griffin Kelleher, a tenor from the State College of Florida, who will sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, what so proudly we hailed, so gallantly streaming at the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Will you please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may see colors. You may retire the colors. Thank you. You may now be seated. We're so happy that so many of you are here today. So many of you who fought for our country, many of you who are wounded. But there are several and many that are not here today. It's an honor for me to introduce to you Colonel Gil Ruderman, who will present the POW MIA table. Colonel?
As I'm sure you all are aware, the significance of the table in front of me is to represent those who are prisoners of war or missing in action, and the meaning of it is really those who are not among us. Today we are honored as an exception to that. We have with us Navy Commander Brad Smith, his wife Kristen. Brad was a POW in Vietnam for 7 years, and we're thankful to have him here today to be able to share in this Veterans Day. Commander Smith. To explain the significance of the items on the table in front. The table is round to show our everlasting concern. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their motives when answering the call to serve. The single red rose reminds us of the lives of these Americans and the loved ones and friends who keep the faith, awaiting answers in their return. The yellow ribbon symbolizes our continued uncertainty, hope for their return, and determination to account for them. A slice of lemon reminds us of their bitter fate, captured or missing in a foreign land. A pinch of salt symbolizes the tears of our missing and their families. The lighted candle reflects our hope for their return. The bound text is a book of faith to represent the strength growing through devotion to sustain those lost from living for our country. The glass is inverted to symbolize their inability to share a moment and a toast with us. And the chair is empty. They are missing. Please raise your water glass and stand in a toast to honor America's POWs and MIA. Remember.
Thank you, Colonel. Please remain standing for a moment of silent prayer. Thank you. You may be seated. In recognition of recipients of the Purple Heart, I'm honored to introduce you Lee Washington, a member of our Kiwanis Club Veterans Committee. Lee?
Good afternoon. Oh, I'm just checking. I know the food's good, but good afternoon. It's an honor to join you again today for the annual Veterans Luncheon, a gathering that reminds us how deeply this community values service, sacrifice, and one another. A genuine thank you to the Bradenton Kiwanis for your unwavering commitment to this community, for your support of our veterans, and for continuing the proud tradition of service that strengthens the very fabric of our community. The Purple Heart, our nation's oldest military decoration, stands as one of the most sacred symbols of courage. It is awarded to those who have been wounded or killed in action while serving our country. This honor represents more than bravery in battle. It reflects a profound love of country and a willingness to endure this pledge so that others may live free. Today, as we celebrate all who have served, we pause to give special recognition to our Purple Heart recipients and their families. Some are with us this afternoon, and we thank you for your courage, your resilience, and the quiet strength you continue to show. You remind us that freedom has never been free. It has always been earned through the sacrifice and service. We also remember those who gave their lives in service of the country, local heroes, some whose names are etched in stone around the county. U.S. Army Corporal Sherry Hadley, U.S. Army First Lieutenant Larry C. Boyard, U.S. Marine Corps Corporal Richard Frost, U.S. Navy Petty Officer 3rd Class John Muir, U.S. Air Force Master Sergeant Charles Langford, and so many others that have legacies are forever lived within this community. If you are a Purple Heart recipient or a surviving family member of one, would you please stand and be recognized? We thank you for your courage, your sacrifice, and your steadfast example. Additionally, we'd like to thank Manatee County government, its supporters and collaborators for continuing this thanks through the creation of the Veterans Connection Hub and Memorial Park, a place designed to honor your legacy in a lasting way. And when completed, it will serve as both a memorial and a living resource where veterans, their families, and the community can find support and connection. It is our way of ensuring that your stories, your struggles, and your triumphs continue to inspire the future generations. We thank you all, and may God continue to bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. We know that for some of you, how many of you, by raise of hands, how many of you are Korean War veterans? Well, we're going to do something special that we've never done at the lunch, at least not in the years that I've been here. Dr. Steve Tinsworth recently was in South Korea and is bringing back something special. And this part of the program is especially for our Korean War veterans. Dr. Tinsworth. Thank you, sir.
Good to be here. Today, we honor those who have served this country in one of the military services. In remembrance of the Korean conflict, which began in June 1950 to July 1953, with an armistice ceasing further military action in which American troops are part of the UN action, created a 4-kilometer or 2.5-mile demilitarized zone, otherwise known as the DMZ. Over 1,789,000 U.S. military served in that time in Korea. 36,000 deaths and 7,600 missing in U.S. troops were casualties estimated during that war. The TV show MASH, a mobile Army surgical hospital, featured aspects of that conflict. My dad served as a Navy dentist for the newly formed Air Force at Strategic Air Force Base, Barksdale, where nuclear were loaded with B-52 with 4-engine jets that flew worldwide during the Korean and Cold War. I later served as a U.S. Air Force dentist with Eglin Air Force Base in the Florida Panhandle. And at that time, it was the largest Air Force base in the world with 720 square miles over 3 counties. Just 3 weeks ago, I visited the DMZ. I brought back a section of barbed wire from the old fence. I toured one of the North Korean tunnels that was dug to allow North Korean troops to potentially invade South Korea. Trains from North and South Korea are on display, along with portions of bridges that connected the two areas. My son, who teaches in Korea now, set up this event for me, having been a few years ago. He showed me the photos of the North Korean guard in Panmunjom who stood without a weapon about 30 feet from the American post. The U.S. Army guards called the North Korean guard Bob, with a smile, when he reported to his post each day. I said he couldn't call the guard, he didn't stay there all day. What did they call the next guard? And my dad said, "You silly fool, they called him Bobby Knight." Well, as a president of this club in the past, I know we have received a gift from visiting Czech Republican Kiwanis. It was a piece of the Berlin Wall, and it's on display in the cabinet outside there. I thought this would be an event that we would donate a DMZ comparative barbed wire to the Bradenton Kiwanis Club to add to the collection of U.S. military contribution safeguarding American freedom and value. It is my understanding we have Korean War veterans here, and I'm pleased to acknowledge that they gave a significant effect with the war with China, Russia, and North Korea. I commend to this Google to review more about that conflict, and today I bring the commemorative piece of barbed wire from the DMZ to present to the club in behalf of all the veterans who've served in all wars, that we stand ready to serve and protect our national sovereignty. Thank you.
Well, we have a lot of veterans guests here today. We want to recognize a few of them. We certainly can't recognize them all. But thanks to Lee Washington, he's made known several people that are significant here today, not the least of which is Brigadier General Jerry Neff. General Neff, thank you for being here. We were lucky to have Colonel Gil Ruderman already speak to us today about the POWMA table. Thank you, Colonel, for being here. A fellow airman that I've had lunch with a lot of times at Post 24, Command Chief Master Sergeant Carl Hunsinger. Captain Michael Hartfield, U.S. Navy retired. Captain. First Sergeant Carlos Maria, U.S. Marine Corps Reserve Division, Director of Veterans Experience. I saw him earlier.
Last week, Sergeant Major Carlos Maria.
Oh, congratulations. I only got Sergeant. Congratulations. And certainly one that we really want to recognize today, Commander Donna Fort. Boy, I knew I'd do this. She's our Veteran of the Year. Commander, wherever you are. Fournier, I got it. Thank you, Commander, for being here. We also have some members of our county government this year that we are so proud that they take time Uh-oh.
And we also have Coach Eddie Shannon.
We're getting there. Hang on, I got the paper. We're also lucky to have members of our county government here. We have members of our county board of county commissioners here. We're thankful to have them all here. Thank you so much for being here. And we have several members of our county administration staff here. Thank you guys for being here as well. And I don't see the city of Palmetto here, but we are lucky to have several members of the city of Bradenton City Council here, several of whom are members of the Bradenton Kiwanis Club. We're glad you all are here. Thank you so very much. Now then, Ray Shannon is here somewhere. Reggie, where are you? Oh, I'm sorry, Reggie. How could I miss you? Stand up, young man. You're not too small. You'll be able to find you okay. Reggie is going to present a special recognition to a World War II veteran that is very special in this community. And Reggie, I'm going to let you take it from here.
Well, first of all, let's correct a couple things. It's Reggie, it's Reggie Bellamy. It's Reggie Bellamy. But the Shannons did raise me. That's a whole nother conversation. His daughter was my babysitter, and I just want to do a situation check to assure that everyone can hear me. Omar, can you hear me? Can you hear me back there? Edna, can you hear me? Good. That goes front to back, left to right, and everything like that. So this is an honor, and this is a pleasure for me to be identified, to give acknowledgement to the accomplishment of such a legend in my heart and my mind, and a community icon. I'm one of those individuals who he used to smile and say, I'm gonna get your mind right. And if you don't know what that means, things have changed a lot nowadays. But that means that paddle was coming, and you had an option whether you will receive a half a swing or a whole swing. So here we are. Today, the Bradenton Kiwanis want to recognize a community legend and icon. Coach Eddie Shannon was born March the 7th, 1922, making him 103 years old. Did I have that right? I want to make sure. Okay, all right. Because I don't want that board to come a little bit later on. That's another conversation. He attended local school and graduated from Memorial High School in 1943. After graduation, he served 4 years in the United States Navy. Thank you for your service, Coach. In 1950, he graduated from Florida A&M University, Florida A&M College, obtaining degrees in physical education and industrial education. In 1955, he began a long and illustrious coaching career in Manatee County. First, as athletic director at the 13th Ave Community Center in Bradenton. That same year, he was appointed the assistant coach and trainer at Lincoln Memorial High School in Palmetto. In 1964, he became the head coach and athletic director at Lincoln Memorial High School. While at Lincoln, he established a football dynasty. The football team had 5 undefeated seasons. Players' names were legendary, and many went on to excel in institutions of higher learning, including the first African-American to play football at the University of Miami. That is Ray Bellamy. And I do think we have another one of those local legends in our house today, and we cannot move forward without acknowledging Mr. Henry Lawrence and his legendary impact. In 1969, as a result of integration, Coach Shannon was moved from Lincoln Memorial High School to Manatee High School as an assistant coach and trainer. He touched the lives of athletes and other students. being instrumental in bringing Black students and white students together. Mr. Shannon retired from Manatee High School in 1987, however, continued to impact the community. He maintains close and caring relationships with all athletes and coaches and individuals in the community. A few of his distinguished awards. He's a 75-year member of Omega Psi Phi. He toted the Olympic torch in 1996. A Bradenton Harold Rose Award, 6-time Omega Psi Phi Man of the Year. Distinguished Citizen Key to the City in the city of Palmetto in 1986. A Distinguished Lincoln Alumni Honoree. 2001 Palmetto Youth Center's Outstanding Citizen Award. 2012 Florida High School Athletic Association Hall of Fame inductee. 2016 Senator Edgar Price Lifetime Achievement Award. In 2021, with the support of the Board of Manatee County Commissioners, we renamed Lincoln Park to Coach Eddie Shannon Park. In 2024, he received the Sheriff Community Member Award. He and his late wife, Shirley Marie Davis Shannon, were married for 53 years. We call her, if you knew her, we call her Mama. For 53 years before her death in 1999. To that union, 4 children were born. Herbert and Gail are still with us, and the late Lynn and Ron Shannon has transitioned. He has 11 grandchildren and 14 great-grandchildren, and all of us that call him coach, mentor, and dad in some situations. Mr. Shannon continues to be a source of impact and inspiration to his family, to his friends, and anybody that just want to stop by and say, hey, coach, how you doing? He's always an optimist and encourages people to persevere. And I will conclude with Coach Shannon's ultimate saying. His favorite saying, if the weather kills your crop, keep it going. If you fail to get on top, keep it going. Suppose you're broke, and out of every dime, being broke is not a hanging crime. Tell the world you're feeling fine, and keep it going. Thank you.
We can make that happen, Coach. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. You may be seated. In years past, we've gone through this group of people and said, how many are you Army veterans, and had you stand. And then 10 minutes later, METV comes along and plays the Armed Forces medley, and you end up standing again. Now, I know Mission Barbecue presented a great meal for y'all today. Did y'all get enough to eat? Thank you, Cheryl, for making that happen. I didn't get to eat any, but maybe they saved enough for me to get a bite on the way out. So right now, METV is going to present for us the Armed Forces medley, and when you hear your song from your branch of service, will you proudly stand in recognition of your service? Wonderful. Thank you all. I would like to say I wish you could all stand up and see what I get to see, but you can't. But thank you so very much for that. Our guest speaker is a friend of mine, but she's more than that. I tried for the last several days to think how I could introduce her without stealing her thunder, because the organization that she represents, I'm afraid that far too many of you don't know about it, or what it can do for veterans, or how veterans are benefited by her organizations. But I can tell you that a year ago, next week, I was on a flight to Washington, D.C. with Naomi and 89 other veterans. If you haven't done an honor flight yet, this young lady is going to tell you all you need to know about Southwest Florida Honor Flight and what you need to do. Naomi Copeland.
Today I really mixed it up for all of you and myself. So good afternoon, and thank you, Bradenton Kiwanis, for inviting me to come and share a few words about Honor Flight with you today. Now, some of you on your table are using the handy-dandy brochures that I brought you as fans. That's why I brought them today. Yeah, I have the great privilege and honor of serving as president of Southwest Florida Honor Flight. Our mission at Southwest Florida Honor Flight is simple and deeply profound. It is to safely transport veterans to Washington, D.C. on one last mission at no cost to them. We honor them at their memorials, and they receive the welcome home that they deserve, and so many never received. It's a day of gratitude, of healing, and patriotism, one that they will remember for the rest of their life. But before I go further, I want to express a heartfelt thank you to Ed and the president and the committee who invited me here today, and to you, the Bradenton Kiwanis Club, for your generous 2025 donation, which allowed us to fly 10 veterans on their honor flight this year. My personal journey, yes. My personal journey with Honor Flight goes back to 2010. I'm the daughter of a U.S. Army Korean veteran, and my dad never spoke about his Army days much until very late in his life. He was very proud of his time in Korea, and he dearly loved the Korean children. So much that as a young Army soldier, he had his parents from Moline, Illinois, ship over model airplane kits and all of the supplies so that he could teach the Korean children how to build them. But it wasn't through my dad that I got to know Honor Flight. You see, my father-in-law was a World War II veteran in the Army, and I was his travel buddy. And so one day, you know those people that are starting to come here now that we all don't like, those snowbirds? Well, he was one of them. And I was driving him here the day after Christmas. And it was somewhere around Chattanooga, Tennessee, that we drove past an Honor Flight billboard. And he said, as we were going by at 69 miles an hour, because I couldn't drive 70 or he would have yelled at me, I know about Honor Flight. And to which those of you in the room that know me know I'm a hand talker and a body language talker. I snapped my head around and I said, you have? I'm your travel buddy and I don't know anything about that. So by the time we got to our hotel that evening, I had an application filled out because every veteran is accompanied by a guardian. And a guardian is a person, not because veterans aren't capable of traveling by themselves, but they're in such awe of the day that our guardians help our veterans not miss the crack in the sidewalk or drink their water and stay hydrated so my medics don't have to pick them up from the ground. And I had that application in the mail on the way to Honor Flight of the Quad Cities. Where I come from, there's a tiny little company. You may have heard of them, I'm not really sure. Green and yellow, John Deere. That's where I'm from. So on Veterans Day, 11/11/2010, I was blessed and privileged and honored to serve my World War II father-in-law as his guardian. He was very ill and lived 4 months after that flight. And you see, this is what happens all too often. Our veterans, the most of the time that I'm speaking to veterans is convincing them that they are worthy to go on a flight. They feel that they should give their seat up for someone else. How many in this room have worn the flag of our nation? Just raise your hand. You are worthy to come and be honored on an honor flight if you have not yet. Sarasota and Manatee counties are the home to approximately 77,000 veterans, depending on what time of year you live here. And many of you in this room are those veterans, or you know a veteran, and a name is coming to your mind right now as I speak. So don't forget after this luncheon to go speak to those individuals and tell them about Southwest Florida Honor Flight. We have veteran applications out in the lobby. Ed always has them, or you can find us on the internet. And because of your support, we were able to honor heroes like Amanda and Brandon McConu, and Michael Hirsch, and Sergeant Michael Hart, each with a story that represents the heart of our mission. Since 2007, Southwest Florida Honor Flight has flown 2,400 veterans from our 7-county region: Charlotte, DeSoto, Hardy, Hendry, Highlands, Manatee, and Sarasota. Each mission is approximately $118,000 in expenses, all funded by community donations. No government funding, no corporate budgets, no free airplanes, just patriotic Americans like you making it happen. From 2007 to 2022, we could only afford one mission per year. I became president in 2023, and in 2023 through 2025, we've proudly grown to 2 missions annually. We approximately have 500 veterans on our wait list, and we are determined to add a 3rd flight, and my hope is as early as 2026. Now, some of you may have known that for a long time we've flown out of RSW Airport, and in 2022 we took our first flight from Punta Gorda, and that's really been our home airport. But I live and work here in Sarasota. And so when you think of those 7 counties, I want you to visually think from the center of the Sky Bridge all the way down to Lee County, from Sebring, literally all the way down to Alligator Alley. That's a lot of territory to cover. And we are fortunate enough to have 2 large airports in our 7 counties. And so I have been working very hard for the last 3 years, and we successfully flew our first inaugural mission from Sarasota Bradenton International Airport just 3 weeks ago today. Imagine a day that begins long before sunrise, filled with gratitude, excitement, and patriotism. At 4 a.m., our honored veterans and their guardians arrive at the airport, greeted by volunteers. Several of you were from this room, and cheers as they prepare to board our chartered aircraft bound for Washington, D.C. Upon landing, they are welcomed by crowds of waving flags and escorted aboard 4 chartered buses to the heart of our nation's capital. The day unfolds with visits to the World War II Memorial, the Korean War Veteran Memorial, Lincoln Memorial, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, the Wall. And then it's on to our Military Women's Memorial, where we honor our female veterans who have bravely served. Next, it's the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, where our veterans are saluted by the tomb sentinels in a very special way as they change the guard. Each stop is filled with honor as our Hub Honor Guard folds a flag at each memorial and presents it to an honored veteran from that era. It's a day filled with emotions, reflection, gratitude, and some honor flight allergies. After a full day of honor and remembrance, our veterans return to the airport for their evening flight home, where they receive a hero's welcome that rivals any parade. It's a day of memories and healing and heartfelt appreciation. This past year, your gift didn't just sponsor seats on an airplane. It created memories and healing and closure that money can't buy. For example, Amanda and Brandon McConu, both U.S. Air Force veterans. Brandon served 20 years, including as a crew chief on Air Force One, ensuring that presidents of the United States safely traveled around the globe. Amanda served 20 years as well as an environmental engineer, deployed to Southwest Asia, and later stationed at Andrews Air Force Base, where she rose from flight chief to squadron superintendent. They told us afterwards that honor flight was one of the few times that they got to be the ones honored. And Brandon added, many times people thanked me for my service and overlooked Amanda. I was so grateful to see Southwest Florida Honor Flight honor our female veterans too. It was a day that reminded them that service, no matter how long ago, still deeply matters to American people. Then there's Michael Hirsch, United States Army veteran who at age 22 served as a combat correspondent in Vietnam. His father was an Army physician in World War I. He was with the 25th Infantry Division in Cu Chi in 1966, where he earned the Combat Infantryman Badge, who flew with us as an honored veteran on April 8, 2025. He went on to an extraordinary career as a journalist and documentary producer. Somebody up here mentioned MASH a little while ago. He has earned Emmy Awards, Peabody's, and the Vietnam Veterans of America's President's Award for Excellence in Arts. His journals from Vietnam were the settings that were used for many MASH episodes. And Michael lives right here in Southwest Florida. His book, None Braver, captures the courage of our Air Force pararescuemen in Afghanistan, where he served a second time. And when Michael returned home from his honor flight, he said it was one of the best days of healing in his life. He saw a lot, too much for one person to take in. He was bitter, he was angry, and he was scarred. He suffered severe PTSD and was apprehensive about going on the flight with us. And at the wall, he saw names of people he knew and that he had met. And he was with his fellow brothers and sisters. And for the first time in 50 years, he wept and began to heal. And upon returning to Punta Gorda Airport, he couldn't believe that people would come out and welcome him home. And there he truly felt welcomed home. And then there's Sergeant Michael Hart, United States Marine Corps. I know you guys got it. Go ahead. You can't say U.S. Marine Corps without them chiming in. But it's really my Navy sons that gave them rides. So when we arrived at Sarasota Airport on October 14th for Mission 23, I saw that Michael had a pair of boots with him. I was a little concerned. I hadn't seen that before. And I kind of kept my eye on him throughout the day. When we finally got to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, Sergeant Hart quietly walked to the wall. I was actually in a whole nother section of the wall, and people came over and got me. He knelt down. I knelt down beside him, and he placed his Vietnam jungle combat boots at the foot of the panel bearing the names of his fallen platoon brothers. They're still there today. This was 3 weeks ago. This picture right here is from another hub who was there just last weekend. And he left a handwritten note that read in part, "Over the years, my old uniforms have vanished. Some given to the homeless, some thrown out in the trash. And for some reason, I could never part with my old boots. I'm getting older now, and I know that after I die, they will probably be thrown in the trash. I can't let that happen. I won't. They belong here at the wall in Washington. Semper Fi, brothers, rest in peace. God knows you've earned it. That is the sacred power of Southwest Florida Honor Flight, and folks like you have helped us heal many veterans. And now, this person has no idea that I've found some pictures, but I'm honored to introduce someone who knows the spirit of service firsthand. I may have just texted him this morning and said, hey, at about three quarters of the way through my speech, I'm going to have you come up and just say a few words. So be nice to him. And that is Matt Cheney, the Market Area President of Veteran Air and a decorated U.S., not Navy, Army veteran. Matt and several of his employees have flown with us in 2023, and it was during that flight, I think, that Matt might have caught the honor flight bug. Lieutenant Colonel Cheney served 21 years in the U.S. Army, primarily within Special Forces as a Green Beret. He retired as a lieutenant colonel. He has led special operation units on 8 deployments across the Middle East, South Asia, Africa, and Eastern Europe. And at the culmination of his military career, he commanded Special Operations Task Force 52 in Afghanistan, overseeing all U.S. and NATO Special Force operations throughout the country until our withdrawal in 2021. He's been profiled in Oliver North's book. His military decorations include a Silver Star and the Purple Heart. He was a West Point graduate, and in 2016, he received the Nininger Award for Valor. He holds a bachelor's from the Military Academy at West Point and a master's from the University of Chicago. And Matt, since he has returned from serving his nation, he has actively supported a lot of nonprofits focused on evacuating and resettling Afghan allies and helping U.S. veterans transition into civilian life. I had to ask your president if it was okay if I could say this, and he said I could. I was in good company. But can I just tell you, he's like a badass. You want to be a friend, not an enemy. So, Matt, could you just share a few words of how Honor Flight and Veteran Air collaborate together and what it means?
Well, sitting here when I was just reflecting, 3 years ago when I retired, my wife and I really wanted to find a place that we could plant roots and make a difference inside of the borders of our country. Just so thankful to be a part of this group. What an amazing group of people. I just want to thank you for all you do for this community and to support our veterans and just make a positive difference in the world. It's pretty awesome. Got a little emotional about it. Sensing that. Yeah, it's just, it was a special feeling sitting there. But Honor Flight. So when I took over Veteran Air, we really wanted to invest in our community and be a company that gives back more than just monetarily, but it's involved and having technicians that are involved in our community. And the Honor Flight is just an amazing partnership in which to do so because we employ so many veterans and all employees connected to the military. So they had an active way of getting involved. And I just wanted to share one story that's just brought everything full circle for me. I was involved with a customer that had done a lot of work with us, and I'd been out to the home and got to know the couple, and the wife had shared with me that he's not just angry at you, he's angry all the time, and so just roll with it. And I said, okay, and we made friends while I was out there, and one of my technicians had recommended that he should do the Honor Flight, and he hadn't done it yet, and he ultimately did, unbeknownst to me. But the next time I had spoken with his wife, she's like, you need to come out to the house, and I want you to see all the stuff that's been done, and it's great and everything, but I want to share something with you. And I stopped by, and she's like, I just want to thank you for what happened on this Honor Flight. She's like, he experienced healing like I've never seen before. Our relationship is different now. He is a different man, and we're talking 40 years after returning from Vietnam, right? It's amazing to see that happen and to come full circle and to be a part of that. Just so thankful to what Naomi does and leading this, and all of you that give to that. You are truly making a difference in the community and people's lives, and that's a special thing to see. So thank you for that.
Thank you. So, how can you help us? Our greatest treasures are our veterans, and we need your help getting them on their honor flight. Southwest Florida proudly serves as home to, collectively in those 7 counties, 100,000 veterans. But right here in Manatee and Sarasota County, there are thousands that we need to touch and heal through their visits throughout whichever memorial it's at. For the Vietnam veterans, they're apprehensive about going to the wall, but we take our time. We have 11 medics that accompany us. We have 3 physicians. We're ready to handle any emergency. We're really looking for those World War II and those Korean veterans, as time is of the essence to get them their honor and recognition. And we also make it a priority to honor our female veterans. You see, I'm the daughter of a Korean Army veteran, the daughter-in-law of a Army World War II veteran. My ancestors go all the way back to the American Revolution. I'm the wife of an Air Force Vietnam-era veteran. And I've sent my most prized possessions, my sons, to the United States Navy. And my niece is the newest chief petty officer of a helicopter squadron in San Diego. So patriotism runs deep. And we hope you will connect with us to honor our greatest treasures. So with that, I would just like to say, on behalf of my entire board, and we are all volunteers, thank you. Thank you for helping us find our veterans who are still waiting for their turn. Thank you for helping us leave a legacy, and thank you for helping us heal the wounds. They are invisible, but they are present. And I would like to leave you with my last slide. It's one of the last slides. We love our blue shirts, our guardians, our blue shirts. Anytime you see a red shirt with our Honor Flight logo, those are honored veterans. You can be a guardian. You can follow us on Facebook. We're on social media, on all platforms. Because, and I come from the land of Lincoln, we all can't be heroes because someone has to sit on the curb and clap as they go by. God bless you. God bless the Bradenton Kiwanis. God bless our veterans. God bless the free state of Florida. And God bless America.
Just wait right here. Thank you, Naomi. And as a veteran that's flown on an honor flight, I can assure you, I thought it was just another trip for me to Washington, D.C. until I got off the airplane. And Naomi reminded me, never have you gone to Washington with 89 other veterans. It's an incredible time, and you've got to go, even if you're not a veteran, go as a guardian. I wish I could go as a guardian. Go, because it's so very important. And John's got a couple words for you.
Naomi, thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
It is a Bradenton Kiwanis tradition to present you with a golden ruler to measure the future success of the Southwest Florida Honor Flight.
Thank you.
And while it's not a tradition of Bradenton Kiwanis to pay our speakers, because we value so much what you do for veterans all over this area. I mean, we focus on children, but we also focus on those that have children and need to continue to see them and beyond it. So from Bradenton Kiwanis to Southwest Florida Honor Flight, we'd like to give you $5,000. Are we good, man?
You're good, Lomai?
All right, Doc, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And
How do I deposit this check?
that's a problem as well.
You need to find a really big ATM.
I'll take it that way. Thank you.
And while Naomi gets to take her check with her, we also need to honor another organization that does so much for veterans in this area. Jim Cluck and the Manatee County Veterans Council, I believe your adjutant is going to come up and receive a check. John, if we can get this one. Come on up. Jim, you're going to make it yourself this year. For you. I'll try not to trip you, young man. Thank you, Jim.
They look different from up here.
Isn't that the case?
Isn't it?
The Manatee County Veterans Council, if you're a veteran and you haven't found yourself associated with this council, you need to. They are a great organization that does an awful lot for our veterans here, and it's our honor to give you another $2,500 check this year. And I've got one last thing to do. We always do this at the end of every Veterans Appreciation Luncheon, and you'll have to sing with me. We're going to sing God Bless America. If you want to stand, feel free. We only have one thing left after this. Join me and sing. If you've got a voice, belt it out. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. President Mullis.
As we close today's luncheon, please remember that Veterans Day is more than a date on the calendar. It's a reminder of the price of freedom and the strength of community. To our veterans, we salute you. We thank you, and we will never forget what you've given. May we all leave here renewed in our commitment to service and to one another. God bless our veterans, and God bless America. If anyone is interested in joining the reigning Florida Kiwanis Club of the Year and the 5th biggest Kiwanis Club in the world, please see me or see anyone who's had a badge. We would love to have you as a member. Everyone have a wonderful rest of the week and a wonderful Veterans Day next week.
Thank you.